right, so since speeding, hey.
Babylon, see, sir? What was the experience? Tell me everything.
Yeah.
For me, it's cool because I'm meeting people that know Bob outside of who I know.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I hate this now. Yes, my friend.
Yeah, but that's a different version. Yeah. Well, there's a mystic vibe, man.
Yeah, let me say around one, let's have something about it. Subtitles. You need some subtitles, because this is real. This is real. This is real.
Yes! Run the tape.
What is your music trying to tell us?
It's the feel.
What are you trying to express?
So we better get up, stand up for your rights.
What are you preaching about on that stage?
Well, we're preaching about one love, one heart, one destiny, one aim, one destiny, you know, is that what I preach about. My life is only important if me can help plenty people. If my life is just me, my own security, then me don't want it. My life is for people. My life have great meaning to me. So I really search to find out if God is here. And I search.
If you think he's for this or that, you're reading it wrong. He was for what is right.
I think it's important to know how disciplined he was, how important it was for him to get the message out.
Well, I've been a Rasta from ever since. It's not an easy thing to explain in an educated standard of way. Still you have people who can do it.
The music that Bob wrote, it was not fictitious. It was true. Words coming from Bob's heart. And not only from his heart, but he lived.
He left us so many great messages. If only these people of the world could get back in tune like the way they once were in tune.
Gang is like a everman. You call him more like a man of the hour.
Freedom is freedom, man. You don't have to bow. You do whatever you like. That means you're your own man. That's the first time you own yourself.
Bob come from the country. So a country, you have to do things like chores and all that. And farming is the hardest thing, because I try farm now. So I think it kind of teaches you to wait. You have to have that patience. Bob is a fisherman.
Bob started a movement, you know. Back in them days, you kind of started out with redoing foreign classics.
The American influence music come past through down there, you know.
And then everybody was kind of like, Darling, I Love You and all these kind of songs was being sung.
Cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na-na, cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na. You know that music? Right. Used to play that plenty.
Then now the Rasta culture come up, which was a more church side of the thing. And a man realized, you know what, he's like trying to break away then from the so-called Babylonian system. The spiritual vibe kind of take over.
He knew what his purpose was, and knowing that is a responsibility, and he definitely carried his responsibility as far as he could.
It's like when you know that our father is he wasn't doing a job of himself, he's doing a job of the master. So it becomes something that everyone can feel it, and it could be not adapted, but it can come true who it's supposed to come true, you know.
Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, son. Everything is gonna be alright. Yes, everything is gonna be alright, son. Everything is gonna be alright. Well, everything is gonna be alright, son. Everything is gonna be alright.
Some people kind of felt like, boy, Bob gone a foreign and sell out or whatever, because they never understand that Bob was a visionary. Bob Marley started a revolution where people start looking at themselves. He wasn't just looking for one place, Jamaica. His mindset was for the world, being universal.
Don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry.
Thou shalt preserve I from all evil, he shall preserve I soul.
Pureness of the heart. And the wicked will try, you know, but the pureness of the heart will supersede anything.
Thou shalt preserve I from all evil, he shall preserve I soul.
That is Rastafari in true essence. It's not this ganja smoking.
Okay, from Channel 9 now at 10 to 11 o'clock. Before we get to Tough Gang at 11, we're going to bring on the kids. International Year of the Child, the Melody Makers from Tough Gang, Children of Marley. And these children are playing in the streets, observed and observed by those looking on. 10 to 11 o'clock.
Children playing in the streets. On broken bottles and rubbish heap.
Give us the teachings of His Majesty, because we don't want no devil philosophy. That's the ultimate message. It's like going to English class or social studies. We took our Father's words as our lessons and how we should live our lives. It's about love. It's about unity. It's about being humble, humility.
The music from the era that's special is like there was like some kind of magic, spiritual. The generation did have something about it.
There was a certain innocence, and there was a attention to the art itself. The man that grew up in one of the most volatile area in Kingston. That in today's world is about image and the artist, that they present a certain thing. Back in them time, the people was about conditions, people suffering, and a lot of people who write lyrics or even sing back in them days, them went through things in them life. So it was a way for kind of release. Instead of man of violence, him say, I can use that hardship and turn it into something positive.
Just seated in Mount Zion.
Yeah, I attended all the great schools, UCLA, graduate with honors and things. Bob never finished no high school. But who was my biggest teacher? Him. So it just comes simple. Can them say, I don't have education, I have inspiration. Maybe if I was educated, I'd be a damn fool.
Bob was very charismatic. He was really beautiful, physically beautiful as well as a beautiful soul.
He was certainly aware we were doing business, and he wanted people to hear his music. He understood that we had to, involve journalists and publicists and so forth. I don't recall him ever saying, I don't want to talk to them, or I don't want to do that. I did find when we were doing interviews, if he didn't kind of relate to the musician, he would go into a thicker patois and made it very difficult for them to understand him.
Positive. Got to have a good vibe.
I mean, even things like, Bob, talk about climate change.
So what he's talking about is food for the spirit. So the more you talk about this, the more you grow stronger. Until you don't talk about it, you're getting weak. True. Cause that me don't have anything to say.
Get down and you quarrel every day.
Me grow in a suffering, what you call it, environment. That I don't know how to live good. I only know how to suffer.
Get up in the morning. Stand up for your right in the night. Get up, boy. Don't give up the fight. What did you say? Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
To most people who are very conservative in dress, you look quite strange. Quite strange.
Bob, how important is the ganja?
Ganja is a bird. This is herb.
Herb. Does it matter to you that it's still against the law here in Jamaica?
Every law is illegal.
He was driven to get the message out.
So you think if he was here now, he'd be like Instagramming and would he be like
That's
engaged?
a good question.
Like he was engaged here?
That's a good question. I think he would. Reggae finds its people.
Reggae finds its people.
Him always kind, loving brethren, you know. We never see him and a man fight it or nothing.
So Bob was a man where Bob was a selfless individual and help a whole of people.
Him did have that love for everyone.
What is your special message?
True peace and love and music, you know, and liberty.
I have to mention the work. He was very dedicated to what he was doing. He was always the first one on the tour bus. He'd sit there and some Junior Marvin come up late and he'd be screwing his face at him. You know, he'd be the first one at rehearsals. He was just on point.
Babylon don't have no
So when people say, oh, well, if you smoke ganja, then you don't get anything done, that's nonsense. You use it to focus. Yeah. He was one of the most focused people I ever met. Yeah. Very disciplined. Yes. And it was about the music and the message of the music.
Positive vibration, yeah, positive. You're picking up.
When we went on tour for the first time with Bob, we started in like 500 seaters. You know, it was just escalating. It was amazing to see how Bob was just loved by the people and how people gravitated to his music. And he said in one of his songs that music is going to teach them a lesson.
Hear the children crying, hear the children crying, saying let's get together and feel alright.
Respect for humanity, respect for people, I would say is a big one, you know, regardless of where you're from, regardless of your economic standing, you know, your financial standing, your culture, your race, or your religion. That is really what One Love is really about. It's not really about let's all hug, you know, it's really about having a mutual respect for humanity, you know what I mean?
With jamming and a hope. Ain't no rules, ain't no vow, we can do it anyhow. I and I will see you true. Cause every day we pay the price. Live in sacrifice. Jamming till the jam is through. Ooh yeah.
The message is in the music. There's so much placed in front of us to distract us from our true self, to distract us from that unity, from that oneness, from our spirituality.
No bullet.
We keep that fire burning.
Nor we won't bow. Neither can be bought nor sold. We all defend the right, the children must unite. Life is worth much more than gold. Ooh yeah, we're jamming. To think the jamming was a...
First of all, the message is love, you know, basically trying to tell the people in the world that love is the only thing that will save you. Earth was made for everyone, so why should anyone suffer? So we say get up and stand up for your rights. And unite.
How I know my grandfather the best is really from the perspective of my grandmother. My grandfather was a very serious man, but he was serious because there was so much trouble in the world. He wasn't serious out of trying to be. It was always meditative, reflective. There was always joy in his eyes.
I wanna love you
There's this one interview he did that's always resonated. It resonated with me when I first heard it when I was like 13, 14 years old. And I think he's on the sidewalk, and they're asking him, what's success to you?
Have you made, say, millions of dollars?
And he's like,
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness.
my richness is life, forever. That idea of legacy, like that shit stuck. That shit has stuck with me since I was a kid.
Members of the press, parents and students, good afternoon. Today Easter is in the making in Trenchtown, Wilton Garden. The opening of a first-class homework center.
We grew up seeing our father feed a multitude of people for different reasons. And for us, it's always been a part of the Marley family to give back.
Ghetto Youths Foundation, which was founded from like 1989, you know. Recently, basically a learning center in Trenchtown.
Just doing things that represents the word and the fulfillment of the message.
The first thing that we gave back was music by putting aside what we could sing about and sing about what we need to sing about.
In one of his songs, he said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. That's what the Ghetto Youth Foundation is doing, emancipating our young minds through education. One love, Jamaica.
Each of my grandfather's birthdays, it's like a birth for us, you know, it signifies our life, it signifies, you know, our connection, our legacy, you know, our tree, you know, our roots. It's a whole gathering and it's a whole spirit and it's a whole energy. We just really tune into that and, you know, we feel his presence, you know.
This time of year, the vibration is always so high. People from all over the world are gathering to celebrate. Happy to be home right now.
Coming to celebrate, you know, our father's 75th birthday is on a different level.
See the morning sun.
Because, listen, a lot of people call themselves superstar and star, but I remind them that a star always shine. They are comets. Comet and go it. Universal Crusader, you know, and the greatest song him ever write was the song named Redemption Song. True, it sum up everything.
How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you?
His spirit is strong, and to me, he's even more stronger, wherein you are drawn to more attention. You are more important, because they say when people pass on, you sort of miss or lost what they were really, you know, sharing or giving. So his spirit is even more dominant to us, the family. We share a spiritual life with him, which is natural. It's just that we can't see him, but we are sure that he lives.